I thought today we will dwell on the gospel portion that was read to us just now. We have got wonderful passages from other parts of the Bible which are read to us, but I thought we will dwell on the gospel portion which has got a beautiful parable of the wedding banquet. Have you mistaken a person for someone else? Or have anyone mistaken you for someone else? It happens with me all the time. In a supermarket, people sometimes thought that I was the salesperson. Once in a restaurant, not here in Dubai, someone thought that I was a waiter, and he asked me go and bring some glass of water. Why? It is mainly because of my dress, not dressing according to the customers who visit the place. We have got a beautiful parable. I want to make some observation about the parable and then we will get into it. Number one, it's a royal wedding of the prince, time for festival, time for feast and celebration. A royal wedding takes place. Number two, wedding dress is given to everyone who has been invited. Why? Because king is king for all. So people who are rich, people who are poor, all are welcome. When they come, there shouldn't be inequality among them. So the wedding dress is given so that everyone comes with properly dressed. And thirdly, everyone is invited. The invitation is given to all his people. He has got enough space, enough room for all, enough food for all, and the invitation is given. When you look at this parable, there are three times invitations were sent. First time, it was a general invitation, but they would not come. Second time, he sent invitation with the description of the feast. Look, oxen and fat cows have been slaughtered. Description of the feast. Second time. Third time, the king rounds up everyone on the streets and bring all of them inside so that the banquet hall is filled with guests. Three times invitation was sent. When you look at this invitation, the intensity grows from first to the last, and the response is also you see differently in every time the invitation is sent. We will look at those invitation and then finish our meditation. First is a general invitation. Come for feast. But they would not come. Why they did not come? Because of other priorities. The invitation has come, but we say, I have got other work to do. It's a royal summon. It's for wedding feast. It's a time of celebration. It's a feast. Still, we say, I have other priorities. What is the problem? The problem is that we have not made God as our priority. The problem is we have made God as an option. God is the one who created us. He designed us such a way that we cannot live without God, but we think that we can live without God. We make God an option. C.S. Lewis comes with this beautiful expression. A car is made to run on petrol and it would not run properly on anything else. Without God, we can do nothing. God designed the human machine to run on himself. But we say we can run our lives by ourselves. He is the life, and we have no other way to go except to keep him as our priority. We can have the option of going to other church to worship. If you don't like Holy Trinity Church, you are welcome to go to other churches to worship. That option is available. If you don't want to attend the Friday service and if you want to attend Sunday service, that option is fine. In the church, there are various activities. You want to go to Church of Rock, or you want to go to the senior choir, options are available. That's fine. But you cannot make God as an option. He is number one priority in your life. He should be top priority in your life. He should be with you, or you should be with him always. And he is the most important person in life. Some of these verses come to my mind. Seek the seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Another verse which is from Matthew chapter 16, verse 26. I want to read for you. For that, okay, for what will it profit them if they gain the whole world but forfeit their life? Or what will they give in return for their life? You may gain the whole world, but if you lose your soul, what is the profit? Beautifully, Jesus said in Matthew chapter 16, verse 26. Now let's move to the second kind of invitation. The invitation was sent with the description of the feast. Now, the invitation is available to all of us. The invitation is available even today. He keeps inviting us. He keeps calling us. How do we respond to his call? People responded in the second occasion differently. Number one group, there are two groups here. One group said, look, I have to go to my farm. I have to go to my business. The first group said, I have to do my job. Very clearly said, I have other works to do. I have other works to do. In other words, they are saying that I'm busy. I'm busy, I have got to go. When I first left India to go to America and England for a study tour, people gave me this instruction. Whoever you meet, you should not ask two questions. They told me. It's an orientation they gave me before I moved out of India. Number one, don't ask whether someone is married. Don't ask him, are you married? Secondly, don't ask, how many children do you have? These two questions are very offensive questions and don't offend people. I was surprised. For me, these are very fundamental questions. God is the one who created us, and he instituted the institution of marriage, and he said man should not live alone. That's the case with the women also. And he's instituted the institution of marriage, and we say that no, we will not get married. Secondly, God's plan for children is that they are born in this marriage union. Children are nurtured by a father and a mother. That's God's plan. God's plan is that man should live, human beings should work for 6 days a week, and the seventh day should be the resting day. But we changed everything. We changed everything because the career is important. My job is important. And we work 10 hours a day, all 7 days a week. We have said to God that, sorry, we will change the order and we will go according to my career. My career is important. God is not important. Are we not in a rat race? I am busy. I have no time for God. At the end, what are we achieving? We may gain a lot of money. We may earn money. We may build big buildings. For what? Where is God in your life? Now, second response is very strange. The second response is that they acted violently, rudely. How can you invite us? And they maltreated the slaves and they killed some of them. How can you do this? How dare this invitation can come to us? One of the ministries that I do in our church is wedding ministry. I prepare couples for marriage, and I solemnize weddings for them. Recently, I had the privilege of sitting with I call it privilege, sitting with a couple. The man was sitting in his location, and the woman was sitting in her location, and I was sitting in the office, and we had this Zoom pre-marriage class. The man very clearly communicated to me that whatever you are going to say, you say. He had two screens in front of him, and he was not looking at me at all. He was looking at the other screen, and he was doing his job. In the pre-marriage class, we talk about gospel. We say that Jesus is important. In him we have life. That's what I always preach. And this man made a very clear message to me that, look, I'm not interested in your message. I pleaded with him. I said, we could come back and sit some other time when you are free. I could hardly convince him. Violent way, in a rude manner, people respond to the gospel. One Chinese wealthy businessman went to America. There he was introduced a microscope. He was very fascinated looking at the microscope. So he bought one and he brought it to China. One day while he was eating rice, he wanted to check the fabric or the how rice is seen in magnified glass. So he put his rice ball and checked through his microscope. And he noticed crawling insects in his rice bowl. He was so surprised. He kept the bowl away. And the next day, again, he saw with his new bowl of rice, again, he noticed very tiny insects. Today, again, he thought he cannot eat. But then he realized that the rice is so tasty, so delicious. How can I avoid rice? I have to eat this rice. But the problem is with the microscope. So he destroyed the microscope. Are we not doing that? We don't want God, so we eliminate him so that we can live the way we want to live. That's the problem of the people who maltreated the servants of the king. Thirdly, the king asked to bring everybody. He, the people who have been invited did not turn up. So he sent his slaves saying that, go round up everyone on the streets and bring all of them. So everybody came. Now all have been given a chance to respond to the king's invitation, and these people have been forced to come in. King meets with every guest. Oh, it's the generosity of the king. He goes from table to table and meets with the guests. One of them was not properly dressed. Now, looking at that, we may get this impression, he was forced to come. How can we blame this guy who was not properly dressed? Is it not unfair? Yes, we can ask this question. Now, why the king was angry? We will get that first, and then we will come to why this person was not wearing the dress. The king was angry. It's all because everyone who entered his banquet should maintain a standard. A standard has to be maintained. But this man is very casual. The standard is not maintained. If you are away, that's a different thing. But you have come to the banquet hall and you have to maintain a standard. If you are not maintaining the standard, then you are disrespecting the king, and you are giving an insult to the party. Recently, my children and I were invited to a party. And the hostess told us that the theme of the party is green color. In fact, she invited us saying that wear green dress and come. We all went with green color dress. Why? Because we wanted to respect the person who invited us. Secondly, we wanted to participate in the joy of the feast. We did not want to be alien to the people who are present there. We want to enjoy with them. Of course, there were people in that party, they did not take care of the color of the dress. They were simply making excuses saying that, I thought this dress is green, this is a light green, this is a dark green. But that invitation is given so that you respect that invitation. Secondly, why this man did not wear the dress? What is the problem? What is the problem with this guy? I think the answer is this. The king is asking this question, friend, how did you get in here without a wedding robe? That's the king's question to him. The question is very, very straightforward, but very friendly. Friend, how did you get in here without a wedding robe? And the man was speechless. The man was silent. He did not have any answer to give because he knew that he failed. Because he knew that he has not kept the standard. Because he knew that the dress was given and he did not want to wear. The problem with most Christians is that we want Jesus as well as the world. Yes, Jesus, we need you. But in our terms, yes, I am your follower, but still we carry our standards. That won't work. And you know the story that he was thrown into outer darkness where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. This is an expression about hell. We want Jesus, then you have to have Jesus fully. I'll just finish with this illustration. Um, Garibaldi, the great Italian military hero of the 19th century, raised a committed voluntary army. He was a very famous Italian military hero. He raised an incredible volunteer army. When he appealed to the new recruits, he said this, and his appeal was very unique and very strange. How did he appeal his new people? It goes like this: I offer neither pay nor quotas, nor provisions. Um, I offer hunger, thirsty, forced marches, battle, and death. Let him who loves his country with his heart and not his lips only follow me. Very straightforward. And big number of people joined his volunteer army. Now we have decided to follow Jesus. On what terms? On your terms or on the terms of God? Let him who follow the Lord with his heart and not his lips only be the disciple of Jesus. God bless us all. Amen.